All right, so welcome back to Transcended. In this video, I want to show you how to answer a linear programming question, okay? So a businessman intends to make two types of products, A and B, for sale. The cost of making product A is 60 kwacha, and the cost of making product B is 30 kwacha. The businessman has 3,000 to spend on the products. It decides to produce at least 20 of product A and at least 10 of product B. Question A says, let X be the number of product of A, Y be the number of product of B. Write three inequalities which represent these conditions. So there are three conditions in this statement of a question that we've read, and I'll help you. So, right, I'll use a pen. In your exam, you're going to use a pencil. I want you to see clearly what I'm writing. So this is question 9. Okay. Now, question 9, we are told to write the three inequalities. Okay. Now, number one of the constraints that we have, we can see that the man wants to produce at least 20. Okay. So what does at least mean? When you hear at least means the minimum should be. So this is greater than or equal to. Okay. So that is for product A. And we are told we should use letter X. So X is greater than or equal to 20. That is for A. So X is greater than or equal to 20. That's the first inequality. Okay. And then for the other inequality about Y, which is product B, we are told at least 10. So 10 or more. So Y should be at least 10. Okay, good. Now the third inequality is the one which is constrained by the money that the businessman had, which is 3,000. Okay, the way we present it usually is we want to write it down first of all. So we're told the cost of making product A, according to the question, the cost of making product A in the question, we are told 60 kwacha. Okay, 60 kwacha or $60, whatever. So that would imply 60 times X, okay, plus for B, we are told the cost is 30 kwacha, so 30 times Y. Now, we can't spend more than what we have. So the businessman had 3,000. So it will be less than or equal to 3,000. Okay. Now you can divide by 30 by 30 by 30. Okay. So 30 into 60 is 2. 30 into 30, that's 1. So this will be 2x plus y is less than or equal to 3,000 divided by 30. 30 into 30, it's 1. And then we'll have 2 zeros. So that's 100. So that would be our third inequality. 2x plus y is less than or equal to 100. So we've come up with our three inequalities which are representing the conditions. Okay, we can't spend more than 3,000. We should have at least 20 of A and at least 10 of B. Okay. We're now going to go to B, which says, using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 10 units on each axis, draw the x-axis from 0 to 60 and the y from 0 to 100. Okay. So according to my graph paper, if I try to measure a box, one box here is a centimeter. Okay. Now we are told 2 centimeters, which are 2 boxes, should be, okay, they should represent 10 units. Okay. So let's draw it. So let's say we decide to start from here, right? From here, start from here. So 2 centimeters is 2 boxes. Okay, so we'll measure from 0 to 100 along the y-axis. Okay, and each 2 centimeter represent 10 units. So this will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Okay, right there. So draw a line. Okay. So call that 100. Then you can indicate all the way from 0. Okay. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100 right there. Now for the x-axis, we are told it should be up to 60. Okay. Okay. So up to 60. Supposed to be here. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, this is 60. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then we have our 60 right there. Okay, so we can now show the conditions, and we are told to shade the unwanted region. Okay, show clearly the region in which the solution of the inequalities lie. Okay, so when you look at the conditions, the easiest ones are the ones we're going to start with to indicate on our graph. And we're told x, so understand this is our x-axis and this is our y. Okay, so go on our x and find where 20 is. This is where our 20 is. Okay, so draw a line along 20. Okay, so 20 right there and all the way up. Okay, so remember our condition says x should be greater than or equal to 20. So that is this side. Now, what is unwanted is on the opposite side. So this is the side that is unwanted, and you shade it because the question says shade the unwanted region. Okay. So the same should apply when you go to y. Okay. So let's go to y now. Okay. So for y, we are told y is greater than or equal to 10. So that is where our 10 is on y. Okay, I hope you're able to see it. And then we'll draw a line. Okay, all the way up to 60. Okay, and then as well, it is greater than, supposed to be greater than or equal to 10. So the unwanted is what is below. Okay, what is wanted is what is up, because greater than or equal to. Okay, So we're now remaining showing the final one, which most of you have issues with, but I'll make it easy for you. Okay, so how do we show the third inequality, which is kind of like an equation? So the way to go about it is, I'll use this to demonstrate. So we have 2x plus y is less than or equal to 100. Okay, so let's call this x and y, and then we'll put a 0 there and a 0 here, and then we take it as an equation. Okay, so we'll start with the one where x is 0. So it implies in that inequality where there's x, we'll put a 0, and then we try to find y, right? So take it as an equation. So this will be 0. So y is just going to be 100. And then we'll pick it again. Now where there is y, we'll put a 0. Okay. So 2x is equal to 100, and our x becomes 50. Okay. So I have x and y 0, 100, and a 50, 0. Okay, cool. So 0, 100, where is that? So that is x, 0, 100, which is right there on top. And then the other one is 50, 50, 0, right there. So draw a line from there to there. Okay. So the unwanted region, as you might guess, you know where it's going to be, right? Okay. This is unwanted region. So therefore, the wanted region, the feasible region, is the central part to call it R. Okay. And then it's important to indicate the points of intersection. So this point here, which is 45, 45, 10. Okay. Then this other point here is 20, 10. Then that other point is this is 20. Okay. So 20, 60. Okay. So those are the 3 points that are going to be useful as we try to answer the question that that follows. Okay. Okay, so the question that follows says the profit on the sale of product A is 80 kwacha, and then the profit on the sale of product B is 50. How many products of which type can be sold to maximize the profit? Okay, so come up with an equation that is relating whatever we have. So that's going to be, this was B, now that's going to be C. Okay, so our principal equation that is determining the profit is for A, we are told it's 80 kwacha. That is the profit. Okay, so that would be 80x. And then for B, we are told it's 50 kwacha. So 50y. So we don't know how much will be the profit. Now, how many products of each type can be made? Or how many products of each type can be made to maximize profit? Yeah. So we'll try these 3 points. Okay. Try these 3 points. Okay. So yeah, I'll try them out. So I have 80 x plus 50y. So if you try the 20 and the 10, so 20, this point, 20 and 10, 20 and 10, okay. And then try the 45, 10, and then try 20, 60. Okay, so yeah, I want to try that. So let me just grab my calculator. Okay, so first one is 80 times 20. 80 multiplied by 20. Okay, that's a 16 plus 500. That's 2,100. Okay, then the other one, 80 times 45. 80 multiplied by 45 plus 500. That's 4,100. And then 80 times 20. 80 times 20. 16 plus 50 multiplied by, I'll do that again. So 50 times 60. Okay, that's 3,000 plus 1,600. Okay, 4,600. Okay, so which proves that the one which is giving us more profit is the 20 and 60, which is that one right there. Okay, so the number of products that must be sold of each type would be 20 20A. I just want to summarize it so I can write it better in a sentence. So that should be 20A products and then 60B products. Okay, as simple as that is. So it should be 20A and 60B for us to maximize on the profit. Then the last part is to calculate the maximum profit. That would be 80 multiplied by 20 plus the 60, sorry, the 50. So that would be 80 multiplied by the 20, and then the 50 multiplied by the 60, which we are from calculating, which gave us 4,600. Okay, so that's the basic introduction to linear programming. Please, any topic that you need in mathematics, feel very free to reach out to us in the comment section and we'll gladly help you. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you've learned. Bye.